How to complete MD orders in KanTime. First, let's go back to the basics, how to write out an MD order. These are the items required in our MD orders. Name, generic or brand is acceptable. Dosage, strength or concentration. For dose, be sure to use the correct form, mLs, tab, cap. For route, PO, IV, eye drops, via GT, etc. Now I know those two seem obvious. We need the dose and the route. However, KanTime tries to help you when you're entering in orders. So if I select a medication name and I select accidentally a solution, but then my dose says tab, then there's a discrepancy there. Also for route, if I've entered in 3 meds that were all via GT, my 4th med will automatically save the route of via GT for me, which is great if it is a GT med, but if I'm entering in an eye drop, then I need to change my route to ophthalmic. Frequency, Q12 hours is not the same as BID. Q12 hours is, for example, 7 a.m., 7 p.m. with an hour window. BID is twice during waking hours, so I could give it at 7 a.m. and then I can give it at 3 p.m. So be sure to follow the doctor's orders. And then the duration, if applicable, which would be for like antibiotics times 7 days. This is a paper physician order. This is only required for those few doctors who only sign in office and for out-of-town appointments. If a paper order is completed and signed by the doctor at the office, you will still need to update it in KanTime for the MARS or the care plan. Please add a comment to your e-order saying signed MD order submitted to office so we know to expect one. Otherwise, all orders are to be completed in KanTime only. We're going to use this next example for the next couple of slides to show how to enter in an MD order for meds. My current order is Keppra, 100 milligrams per ml, 1 ml BID via GT with a start date of 2/27/16. The new order I received on 3/25/16 is to increase it to TID. When I select New Change Order, this Add Change Order pop-up box will appear. You must first fill out all the asterisks, including the digital signature at the very bottom before you can make any changes. By selecting Change in Medication, my medication list will pull below my order description. All the meds the patient is currently on will pull here. Look for the one you want to change or the one you are going to work on and select that medication. You must actually click on the name of the medication, not anywhere else over here. Click on the name of the medication. When you do so, you will see this Edit Medication pop-up box appear. You might be tempted to just edit the med as per the new order here, since the box does say Edit Medication. But don't do this. When you do this, you actually alter the MARS from the beginning of the start date to reflect that new frequency, which is incorrect. Then we have to send back a whole bunch of notes for corrections before we can fix this order. So don't do this. Okay? Now this is a sample of the error by changing the med alone without discontinuing and adding the new med. If you enter in the medication change manually here within the order description, it looks great. That is in fact what the order should read. But when we click autofill, autofill will tell me what you actually did to the MARS. Changed medication, frequency TID, but the previous frequency was BID. So this here tells me that you altered the frequency incorrectly. The correct way, once I select that name of the med I want to work with, is to only add the DC date. Then hit Save and close this Edit Medication pop-up box. You will remain on the Add Change Order pop-up box. Then click Add New Medication tab. When the Add New Medication pop-up box appears, be careful because it shows automatically the start date, that is the beginning of the cert period. So make sure you change the start date to reflect the date of the order, or the day this medication should be started. Fill out the required information as per the red asterisk. As you begin typing the name of the medication, you will notice that there is a pull down of options to select from. You may choose one of these meds if it's correct. If the concentration or the medication is not listed, you may ignore the pull down and type out the correct med as per the MD order and move on to the next box. Keep in mind that if you do select an option from the pull down menu, the concentration pulls to the dosage field. This is not correct and needs to be changed to the correct dosage as per the MD order. Concentration does not equal dosage. Now again, this is KanTime trying to help us. If this were a tablet form, let's say 250 milligrams, the dosage would pull here as the same concentration, and that could very well be the correct dosage. But for solution form, I do not see how many mLs I need to administer here. So make sure you change the dosage as well as the start date. These are some other definitions to keep in mind. Purpose is only required when PRN is selected for administration and only if indicated on the MD order. The code may be changed accordingly. In this particular example, it's a change, so I have selected changed C. The two primary codes you'll be working with are new and changed. Again, the start date must be reflected as per the new order. DC date only when a specific duration or end date is specified on the order, like an antibiotic times 7 days. So you will add the DC date here on this initial order if a DC date is known at that time. Comments are for any additional information that accompanies the order, like take with a full glass of water, 30 minutes before meals, may mix with applesauce, etc. Now these comments pull to all the routine notes, so it's any information related to this particular med that should flow on all the MARs that all the nurses should know about. If it needs to, make sure you click on Print Comments in 485 so that pulls to my plan of care as well. Effectiveness is not required. On the right-hand side, we have the administration. If the MD order specifies times of administration, select Plan Days and Times and add the times in the boxes provided. You may enter them in military time format and the system reverts it to standard time. If the MD order specifies dates of administration, select Plan Days and Times and check off the boxes of days of administration. Now keep in mind, this is also a way that we ensure compliance with our plan of care. So if a medication is scheduled, this will be selected and the system will ask you to make sure you've documented on that medication. You may enter in the RX number if available in the prescription number field located on the top right-hand corner. That'll be up here. You will still need to enter it manually in the order description box as well, or copy and paste, as this will not pull when you autofill. When the order is completely entered, hit Save. You're going to see a dialog box that says Medication added successfully. Hit OK. Once you've added that med, KanTime gives you the opportunity to add additional new medications following the exact same instructions. If there are no new meds to add, simply close this pop-up box. You'll notice again that the route and the start date stayed from your previous entry, again to try to help you. But if the route is not GT and the start date is not 3/25, make sure to change them accordingly. Once I close that Add New Medication pop-up box, I remain on my Add Change Order box. You will now see both the old and new orders listed under the medication list. You also see that my order description box is blank. So even though your MARS looks good, my order is incomplete at this point. One of the final steps is to select Autofill, which is located on the top right-hand corner above the order description box. By selecting that button, you will see another dialog box that says you're about to auto-generate order description. Do you want to continue? Click OK. This is what pulls when you've clicked the autofill button. So it does the work for you, but don't take it for granted. Review the order thoroughly and manually add any information that may be lacking. Remember, we reviewed that first slide that says what should be in these MD orders. In this particular example above, I would manually enter in the dosage, route, and frequency for the discontinued med. Okay, because I won't know. What if this patient has 4 Kepras? Which Kepra order was discontinued on 3/25? So I would just go in manually, type in behind solution, 1 ml BID via GT, just as I did here. You'll notice it does not have to be in the same format of route equals GT, frequency equals BID, and dosage equals 1 ml. If you want to keep that format, by all means, but it is not necessary. Keep in mind that you only autofill once, not after each change. So wait until you've completed all the necessary changes and then hit autofill, or else it duplicates the entries like noted below. So in this particular example, if I had added Kepra and then hit autofill, but then I added another medication and then hit autofill, they start piling up on top of each other within the order description. So to prevent that, only hit autofill when everything is done one time. Once you save and submit your order, you will see this box, new order created successfully. You can either notify staff or hit OK. And actually now there may be additional buttons, including the print option for you. When you notify staff, you'll be able to select the clinician, your case manager, in order to notify them of the new order. They will see it as a new email as soon as they log into KanTime on their dashboard. It will say change order for the client and the order type change order. You may add additional information in the email to service care coordination, and then click OK. As soon as they log in, they'll see the order and be able to simply click Open Order and Note and see the order without having to look for it. Keep in mind, while the emails help tremendously, please continue to contact your case manager directly to inform them of the new MD orders, either via text or calling. After creating an order from within the note, the med changes will automatically be reflected on your EMARS. Once you close out an order created from within your note, you do not have access to the order here. You must access it from the patient profile. A common mistake is that you might be tempted to create a duplicate order because you do not see the order from within your note, within the e-chart. Don't do this. It is there. It is available under the patient profile under the Orders tab.